slipped up and Fury did that. But with the champ, when he said that, he's training for Usyk, then his coach came out and said, I'm not training him. Pull him out, like, you make it clear what you're addressing. I'll leave it to people's opinion, but if that was me, what would people say?
And as much as that, you know, they are both losers. They're both coming off losing fights. It's the only obvious fight to make. So they've got to make it, and if they make that fight, then I'm sure they'll sell it out.
Therefore, it's going to be very hard for him to accept. You guys won't understand it. If you've been a world champion, you believe you're the best man on the planet. You know, it's very hard to accept anything less. And so for Tyson, for that to really sink in, once he accepts that, he's really done. He ain't done. He's just stepped away from as part of his negotiation, as far as I'm concerned.
Anthony Joshua has finally blown the lid off the heavyweight division by blasting Tyson Fury for ducking their long-awaited clash. This isn't just a passing headline or some empty social media soundbite. It's AJ standing firm on the grand stage, calling Fury's bluff in front of the whole boxing world. The way Joshua framed it cut sharp, like one of...
I've been signing contracts for years. It ain't in my hands, it's with a legal team. That's why you hire lawyers. If you know the history of boxing, make sure you get your legal terms right. That's why you got good management and good lawyers. So of course I'm going to sign a contract. That's just with some lawyers at the minute.
His devastating right hands, he didn't mince words. He didn't tiptoe. He stood his ground, exposing Fury for what fans believe he's become a Gypsy King playing hide and seek. The reaction was immediate. Fans felt the power in Joshua's tone, the intensity radiating off his statements. The
golden question. I would say sooner than later. It's in the pipeline. It's been bubbling for a long time. It has to happen. We're with you guys. We're talking about it. It's definitely going to happen.
Around Fury, once untouchable, seems to be cracking, while Joshua's hunger is roaring louder than ever. AJ's confidence is pure steel here, not the kind that wavers with the spotlight, but the type forged in fire, setbacks, and hard-earned victories. He's telling the world that this fight isn't just likely, it's inevitable. And the more Fury dances around, moving the goalposts.
Because I need that Joshua fight. We have been trying to make that fight for years, right?
Why do you need that fight?
Because it's the fight that people want to see. It's the fight.
The clearer AJ's message becomes, the clock is ticking, the game is ending, and the Gypsy King can't hide forever. This is heavyweight intent at its sharpest. Joshua's declaration didn't just make waves, it sent shockwaves across the sport.
If nothing else, AJ's got a lot of power still. His punch resistance may be shot to pieces, but you know, Fury's not too far behind him, I don't think. They're both ready to go. So it's a question of who lands first. And Fury's always been quite smart, quite clever in terms of his boxing sort of prowess and ability. So you would expect Fury to maybe nick it.
Leaving fans buzzing as talk shifted from words to real action, Tyson Fury has always been the master of mind games. His tone remains dripping with bravado, the typical swagger fans know so well. He tells the world he wants the Joshua fight, but his
I think that's a dreadful fight for Moses too. I just think to throw this kid into the wolves at this stage so early in his career, I just don't get what for. He's a young man, let him develop the same as every other fighter, let him learn his trade.
Actions consistently tell a different story. It's Joshua, not Fury, who is pressing for dates, chasing contracts, and demanding clarity. Fury dangles promises, shifting deadlines, weaving grand tales of legacy, while AJ's focus is narrowed, in like a predator eyeing prey. Former champion Duke McKenzie gave Fury the edge in a hypothetical clash, but even in his analysis, cracks appeared. His words, while supportive of Fury's style, revealed just how vulnerable the Gypsy King could be. He knows, like everyone else, that Joshua's power isn't hype, it's real. It's the kind of power that can change a fight in an instant, one shot, and the fight could be over. If anyone's landing first, it's Joshua, and...
Because Tyson Fury's a fighting man. So I know Dylan White is nightmares to everybody. You never know. Right now, people are thinking, yes, I know how to take that boy out. It's the same shot Anthony Joshua took him out with, and Pulev took him out, Povetkin took him out with. But I just think, fight-wise, I'd lean towards Anthony Joshua.
Deep down, Fury knows it. Tony Bellew, never one to sugarcoat, put it bluntly. His honesty sliced through the noise. AJ at his best is Fury's worst nightmare. Dubois may have had his fleeting moment against Usyk, but when you strip it back and look head-to-head, Joshua remains sharper, stronger, and far more dangerous than Fury wants to admit. Bellew's words carry weight, not because they're flattering, but because even critics acknowledge Joshua's threat. That respect is something Fury can't ignore. Bellew's comments only added fuel to the fire, intensifying the anticipation surrounding this potential showdown. Johnny Nelson echoed what many insiders are feeling.
For me than it is for any champion. He's a challenger, huh? Yeah, but he can't sell out. This is the first time he's headlining a show. I'm here, I'm the champion. I told you, I'm the landlord.
Joshua remains the man to beat. His reference to the shot that Joshua used to take him out underscored AJ's lethal finishing ability. The fact that experienced voices like Nelson lean toward AJ speaks volumes about his pedigree. Fury may thrive on theatrics, but there's no running from the evidence inside the ring. Joshua's composure, power, and hunger are unmatched in today's heavyweight landscape. Fans sense it, analysts sense it, and you can bet Fury's camp senses it too. This isn't some promotional hype train, it's the reality creeping closer, the storm that Fury must eventually face. Joshua himself...
If he fights Anthony Joshua, that will be the one that people want to see. That will probably still fill Wembley, but as a boxing purist and as a lover of the sport, am I that bothered if Tyson Fury never steps in the ring with Anthony Joshua? I'll be honest, no. AJ's been flattened.
Added a psychological twist to the story, reframing the narrative with one statement: he's the landlord, and Fury is just a tenant overdue on rent. It's psychological warfare, delivered with class and confidence. While Fury grabs attention with wild antics, Joshua's credentials command respect. In a few lines, AJ flipped the script. Fury isn't the reigning king, he's the challenger knocking on AJ's door. This isn't empty talk either. It's the calm of a man who's faced adversity, rebuilt himself, and is now ready to collect what he sees as his due. With every confident statement, the tide feels like it's turning. Fury's
We've been speaking probably more lately than we have his whole career, to be honest with you, because this is a really important time for him in terms of what we do next. And I'll be honest, I don't think he'll mind me saying it. I think he's needed to just find himself a little bit after that Dubois defeat. It was quite a crushing defeat for him. And I think he just needed to make sure, he's got a lot of business. He's wanted to clear that, get on with other projects and get those things out of his mind before he returns. Obviously he had the operation as well, he had the injury, and he's done that now. He's ready to start going back into camp, and now I will probably have a trip in the next couple of weeks to see him, and we'll look to lock in that date of January, February, and who it will be. So hopefully soon I'll be able to give you guys some actual news rather than saying update soon. And he's pumped to return. And
cluster fades into background noise, while AJ's grounded determination takes center stage. Carl Froch may try to sound indifferent, but even his words reveal the truth. The world craves Joshua versus Fury. Even skeptics like Froch recognize that AJ's name fills stadiums, sells pay-per-views, and guarantees global attention. Froshing jab about AJ getting flattened is the typical critic's refrain, but it inadvertently highlights just how powerful Joshua's comeback story could be. Every great champion has suffered setbacks. What defines them is what they do afterward. Joshua is chasing greatness again, while Fury dithers with dates and distractions. Froshing commentary only underscored the urgency. Wembley would roar, fans would flood the gates, and the heavyweight division would finally get its defining clash. Eddie Hearn, AJ's promoter, gave fans the clearest picture of where things stand. He didn't sugarcoat the past. The loss to Dubois was acknowledged, but he refrained.
It's been a phenomenal career. He's not just going to slip away into the sunset, I don't think. So I think if that fight, which I think is very much still there to be made this year, is got to be...
Framed it as a reset. It wasn't the end, but the beginning of Joshua's second act. A time to heal, sharpen, and refocus. That's not the language of a fading fighter, it's the blueprint of a man preparing for war. While Fury toys with legacy speeches and shifting narratives, Joshua and his team are setting dates, building the machine, and revving toward full power. Hearn's words carried excitement, but it was the measured kind, a promoter confident his fighter is ready for the biggest test. Fans can feel it too. The wait may finally be ending. Adam Smith's perspective resonated with longtime fans of AJ. He's seen Joshua's entire journey, from Olympic gold to world champion to rebuilding after devastating losses. For Smith, this Fury fight isn't just another payday, it's the defining clash of Joshua's career, the moment where legacy takes precedence over belts. He wasn't offering polite praise, he was affirming that Joshua's fire still burns bright. Smith spoke with inevitability in his framing.
He's a champion, I'm a champion, and it's going to be one of the fights for the ages. You know, someone told me the other day, it's been 24 years since we had a last undisputed world heavyweight champion. Now, we know that the both Klitschko's was champions for around about 10 years, so there's been another 14 years where other heavyweights couldn't do it. So we've been chosen, and I believe we're both destined to be here, to be in this big fight in Saudi Arabia, the Ring of Fire. And there's only one winner, and I'm destined to become the undisputed champion.
AJ isn't fading into the background like so many former champions. He's surging toward a climax, with Fury standing in the way. Fury's narrative feels like a circus. Joshua's feels like a campaign, deliberate and disciplined, building toward greatness. Then there's Tyson Fury's own speech. It sounded more like the script of a self-made documentary than a fighter gearing up for war. Grandiose, sweeping, packed with talk of destiny and legacy. He called Joshua a little man, a dismissive jab meant to diminish his rival, but even casual fans know Joshua is no undersized opponent. Fury invoked the 24-year drought since boxing had an undisputed champion, using it to add weight to his narrative. But the question it raised was louder than the claim itself. If he's so determined to end the drought, why hasn't he signed the contract yet? Real champions don't wait for destiny to choose them. They make the choice themselves. Fury can talk about Saudi Arabia.
He'll get a tune-up. It'll be Anthony Joshua before Alexander Usyk. That is my understanding.
When you say tune-up, you're not referring to like Anthony Joshua as a tune-up,
or no, that's not a tune-up.
No, that's what I mean. But just the way you worded that. Then.
Well, we're already into. He hasn't fought for 6.5, 7 months.
Oh, he's retired, mate.
He's retired. Yeah, he's retired. My understanding is behind the scenes they're working very closely on getting him back, maybe late this year or very.
History books and rings of fire all he wants, but while he talks, Joshua trains. While he delivers speeches, AJ conditions his body for war. The truth is simple, this fight won't be decided by words, it'll be decided by hunger, willpower, and risk. Right now, Joshua is the one showing he's ready to walk through the flames. Journalist Gareth A. Davies peeled back the polished press lines, revealing the truth beneath the noise. On one side, there are whispers of Fury taking a tune-up, or even retiring. On the other, there's the suggestion he might face Joshua before Usyk. That slip about retirement spoke volumes. Fighters ready for greatness don't play games with pseudo-retirements. Meanwhile, no serious voice in boxing has described Joshua as a tune-up. He's the defining fight of the era. Davies made it clear, Joshua is preparing for war, while Fury is treating it like theater.
Championship rounds. 10, 11, 12. It was scrappy, it was messy, and it was just kind of like winning the argument. But when you watch it and score it, gloves are hitting you. It was just busy, wasn't it? It was busy. Sure. But did you feel it was slipping away from you at the end? Or did you feel you was doing enough?
No, I felt like I'd done it. I felt like I was up before the bell had gone. 30 seconds. I only needed 30 seconds rest. I was up off my...
The contrast couldn't be sharper. Every day Fury stalls. Public opinion shifts more in AJ's favor. Spencer Brown's revelation only reinforced this. Talks with Turki Alalshik, one of the key power brokers in global boxing events, are already underway. These aren't casual conversations, they're the logistical backbone of mega fights. By calling it the biggest fight in the world right now, Brown echoed what fans worldwide already feel. His note about Usyk first sounded procedural, almost like a formality. Even he admitted it could easily flip to AJ next. That means the deal is real, concrete, and close. While Fury talks destiny, AJ's camp is building reality. That contrast, hype versus action, defines this entire buildup. This isn't just another heavyweight showdown, it's the fight that will define an era. If Anthony Joshua wins, he doesn't just reclaim his throne, he cements himself as the man who conquered every challenge, silenced every doubt, and proved himself the true face of heavyweight boxing. If Tyson Fury wins, he strengthens his reputation as one of the sport's greatest showmen, mentally unbreakable and unshakable. But to do that, he'll need to face the storm Joshua is bringing, and right now, it's Fury who seems hesitant to step into the fire. The question is simple, who wants it more? Joshua, the man of action, training in silence, but speaking with conviction, or Fury, the man of words, crafting narratives, but avoiding the ink on the contract? The stage is set, the stakes are enormous, and history is waiting. Are you backing Anthony Joshua's redemption story, or Tyson Fury's claim to the crown?